Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back. Alrighty, I still didn't fix that. Alright, new Nox today. He had some issues. So we're picking up right where we left off. Zeradeth left you guys in the room. The person in the room has also left. The spirit is gone. I don't know how you want to say it. It's gone out of the body. He left, and you guys are now in the room by yourselves.
So where do we go from here?
Oh, one thing's for sure, Fenrir. We should probably hit the road. We do have that lead that we got towards. It was the college, correct, DM?
Yes, there was a big hint towards the college, but she did say that she said, Zeradeth said that she is not sure if he made it to the college. That was the direction of heading. She did not know at which length he went and if he went all the way up to Kraken's Republic or if he went basically right over into the Kingdom of Born. That is all unknown.
Well,
We also got
should
to
probably
lead
just-
for a nation right next to the college. Not sure which one is closer at the moment.
That would be the Kingdom of Born. They're both of their borders are pretty similar. In terms of exiting the Kingdom of Ulv, you would go straight into the university, and then you'd have to basically bank right, and you'd go up into the Kingdom of Born. If I remember
Our
my
lead
map
towards
correctly, which
Born
I do.
was... we simply heard that there was potentially one in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
We could follow it, see if there's anything worth looking for, and then move on to the university from there. Go around the nations in an arc.
Sounds like a plan. Just as much as I would love having you all stay at my place for a bit longer, uh, I don't want to do another exorcism, and the longer we stay in here, the higher the chance of something bad happening like that.
Take no offense, but your hometown does not seem very welcoming to me at the moment. We can get going immediately.
None taken.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so, just so that I have it clear, you guys are going to the university first, correct?
Well, we're going to Bourne first, but you said we have to go in through the university. But Bourne will
Yes.
be the next
So,
checked.
yeah, so if you look, you have to exit via the main road of through the Kingdom of Ulv, which basically drops you off right at the university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that gateway is right at where the university is. There is a road that people use to travel to the Kingdom of Born, but it's not like an official main road.
I mean, that's not too unappealing for Fenrir. Do you think wherever we go, we're gonna get there today?
If you go to the Kingdom of Born, you probably will, yeah.
Let's go to Bourne because we're missing our one student.
Okay.
And for a little other reason.
Alright, so you guys exit out of the hotel. You pass through the gate. Do you guys want to do any shopping? Stop in the library? Do anything else? whilst you're here?
I'm just thinking. The What if we were to get some news? It might be a tad risky walking around here longer than we have to, but if I don't want to be missing grand events throughout the world.
Well, I know this place like the back of my hand. I can possibly get some information. My problem is if we have some silver daggery friends spot you or spot us. Since what Lady Aerodeth told me was there's more of their kind here now.
Is it worth looking for generic news? I'm not listening for anything specific. I just
Well, it
we
just
are worried about the world here, so knowing
well,
what's
no,
going
no,
on in it.
it's fine, friend. It's more the case of the longer we stay here, the higher the risk. So we just have to be quick about this.
All right. Don't worry about this. Fenrir is just gonna like gesture to a wound. We can we can look for some news on our way out.
Okay. What kind of news would you be paying close attention to? Like, I get that you're looking for just something generic, but, like, is there any, like, specific topic? Or
Anything that seems
topics?
like, ooh, this could be like demon cataclysm report like being spread out, losing its context and being spread around. So big problems far that are potentially very far away.
Okay. I'm gonna have both of you roll me a perception check.
Alright.
I presume not smell.
Nat one. Um, I guess the departure of Lady Aerodeth is still heavy on Mason's mind.
I mean, you can't just like, oh, you talk to people and they only have local news for you. It's not like you didn't get any information. They just didn't get any global information.
No, I'm saying with a nat one, it's like my mind's just not in the game right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you pass through the town, you actually don't hear a lot of news outside of the Kingdom of Ulv. There's some events going on around the capital. Um, there's like events and things gonna be happening. Some people are talking about setting up um, an event that's gonna happen in town. One thing that does catch your ear though is there is news in regards to, and I forget the name of the town. Give me 1 second. 2 seconds. Within the city of Frey Valley, there is rumor spreading that something has slipped in from the Uncharted land and started to kill people and mess with people's minds.
Where is this?
This is in the town where you guys were already.
Okay.
People are saying how they don't suspect it to be like demonic or anything. They're kind of saying that there's some sort of sorceress or sorceress or someone who came from the Uncharted. They think it came from the Uncharted land. They don't know. And the rumor that's spreading is that whatever it is has immense magical power to change the minds of people and will kill them without leaving a trace.
Okay. This is very different than what we dealt with in the border city. Because that's... No. Well, actually, kinda.
It kind of is, but you can tell that that this rumor is being spread and it's been misconstrued and has been exaggerated and
What I
whatnot
want to...
along the way that it's spread around.
Is this us getting a delayed reaction of what we already dealt with?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay. Ah. Well, it seems if they're doing anything else around the nation, it hasn't gotten here yet, which is good news. At least in these days, no news is good news. Let's travel to this point and then take a night's rest. To like point on a map to like some random woods or something.
So, here's the plan. Are you guys going to be trudging? Because you guys can go off the beaten trail and basically go straight forward. You would be going through...
What are you looking for? What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at the main map for the... I'm looking at the main map for the Kingdom of Wolf. Because
Okay,
where the
same.
town is set, you could technically, instead of going around mountains and whatnot, you could trudge straight through. However, you're going to be going through marshland, you're going to be going through fields, you're going to be going through different conditions which could delay you several days than going around. So this is what I'm asking. Are you going to go straight forward, or are you going to go around through the mountain pass that you went through before and then go towards the exit, basically?
I'm trying to find the map.
So, like, for instance, like if we just hit straight forward from where we're at, we'd be hitting this place called Theras. Theras?
Wait, we're north of Theris, right? Of Athens.
No,
Are
we
you
were at a
guys?
place called. No, I'm saying like we're
Oh, okay,
currently
we're at I
in
don't know
north.
where.
Yeah, and if we head
Okay, so
north,
you're asking us if we want to follow roads or just go straight north?
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say follow roads.
Follow roads?
s-
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't.
better
Uh,
be on the safe side.
Yeah, because I get
What
where
if
you
you-
guys are headed. It's just how do you want to head that way? Because you could technically just go straight through swampland and whatnot and just go straight up
yeah, I don't think
to
that would
it.
be faster than roads, but I also there's like once we get to the mountains up north, there are no roads anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I
At a certain
mean,
point,
it's
we're
more
gonna stop.
dirt trails, but it's not as like paved.
Yeah,
as,
there's
like,
not
these
like
are.
large things.
Mm-hmm. All right. So which way are you guys gonna go? Are you gonna go towards the capital or towards the tower?
Is Athos the tower?
Hmm.
Trying to figure out. Oh, anti-ship tower?
Nope. You are looking way high up.
Yeah. Where's what
The
tower? What do you mean
You referring
tower?
to the
Look at
Catalyst
where
Tower?
the blue mark that has the people.
Yeah.
That's where you guys are.
Yeah.
You have the crystal tower.
Where's the crystal tower? That was the missing. I didn't see a crystal tower anywhere.
Okay.
It's to the
I
left.
was you were
It's
saying
on
like,
the
oh,
left.
I see the capital. I didn't see.
Yeah, and then the capital.
Oh, okay. I was thinking capital. We already passed the crystal tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking capital.
Capital's fine with me going in that direction.
I would have said like, oh, we're going towards the Elderwoods wilds.
Oh, okay. All right. So, you guys head off. You guys travel for several days without real incident. Once you get to about this point here, waiting for that update. There we go. That point there, you have, it is getting towards nightfall again, and to your left is a little farming village that you could stay in, or you could just sleep on the roads like you guys have been.
Well, personally, Fenrir, I personally prefer sleeping in the bed myself. I wouldn't say I complain about sleeping in the ground or my, sleeping roll, but uh, it's just my preference. Do you want to see if we can get a bite? See if we can, get a proper bed?
He seems generally weary of people, but will like, after a moment of thinking, he's like, all right, if it will help you rest.
Might oblige, friend.
Alrighty. And I did not put in any of these markers yet. I'm just gonna put in basic
This is like a
markers.
proper
I'll
town.
fancy it up in a minute.
I see several hundred people living here.
It's mainly a farming town. Major one.
Sometimes farming communities will have like a little center area for houses, and then like everyone's stripped of a strip of land like goes off in a certain direction.
Yeah. Alright. Let me go ahead and go in. I marked out the general store and the thing. They don't have any fancy images because I just did it. And that would take a minute. Alright, so as you enter this town, once you get to a certain point, it all becomes dirt roads. As you enter, you can see a lot of these houses are mostly built out of wood. There's not a lot of fancier houses like you saw in Aranor. As you go through and you enter into the town plaza, you have a general store towards the entrance of the plaza, and then you also have the tavern, which is the larger of the buildings.
Fenrir is gonna like look out to what I presume is hill after hill of farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Such strange terrain outside of my homeland.
What was your home like?
Not so uniform.
But like, as in, walk 5 feet, you're in a jungle, the next 5 feet, you're in a forest, and the next 5 feet, you're in a desert?
I would say in the order of miles.
Hmm.
Which isn't much better.
Does Mason notice anything, like, odd about the town? Like, it's quiet. too quiet.
It's quiet. It is quiet.
There's not even people like hustling, bustling, drinking, hollering, or like even nightlife. There's just nothing.
I wouldn't say
No, you
that.
don't see. There's no sort of nightlife around. You can see candle lights in windows of houses and things that dot around the plaza as you're looking around, but no, there's like nobody around.
It's a little odd. I know this may be a farming village, so early bird catching a worm and all that, but there's still usually some people that do nightly activities in most places. Eh, could just be an outlier, but keep an ear out.
I can't say I know too much about small towns. I do think I would have hoped to be able to hunt a tad while we were taking a break, but looking at these hills, I doubt much can live here.
Uh, Probably gonna find more birds than you're gonna find anything else. That or worms. Never go too far without finding some worms.
Where were you hoping to sleep? Ask
Uh,
for charity from some stranger?
just a tavern. We'll see if the tavern may have an inn or if there's an inn nearby.
Shrug.
Truck.
As I guess we're gonna hit the tavern.
All right.
See, we're
As
there.
you enter the tavern, you are greeted by a larger woman who is at the front desk, sort of just like writing in a book. She looks up at all of you and she goes, "Oh, visitors. We don't get many of you. How may I assist?"
Thing. Mason just tips his hat towards her. Good evening, ma'am. Me and my compatriots here, are a bit of a travelers. We're trying to get a good bit of sleep. Was wondering if you had any spare beds or if there was an inn that we may have missed nearby.
We function as the inn as well, on the upper stairs. How many rooms?
One will do.
Alrighty. That will be 2 copper pieces.
Fenrir can get that.
Why, thank you. And under the desk, she hands you a shining key. And Fenrir, you hesitate to grab it because it looks kind of the color of silver.
Yeah, I better not risk it.
Mason will probably notice this and just kind of like yoink, like, thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Where have y'all traveled from?
We just recently came back from my hometown of Aenor.
Ah, Aenor. Ah, strange little town.
As somebody that grew up there, that is definitely one word you can describe it.
Did you run into any of the Silver Dagger whilst you were there?
No, I was there meeting my master over there.
I see. They're down in numbers as of late with what happened in Frey Valley, apparently. Apparently, a number of their men were slaughtered as they tried to deal with the threat.
The village near the border?
Yes. It was always such a peaceful village. I don't know what will happen to it now, but the Silver Dagger are there in force, trying to determine what happened exactly. And they're low on recruits, so they've been coming to villages like this, trying to recruit anyone and anything they can get their hands on.
Well, I hope you haven't had more trouble than you need.
Not at all. I don't think we've had any sort of matters to deal with in, as far as I can remember. It's a quiet town. Best keep it that way.
Yes, of
Anyways,
course. I hope that these are fine. And he'll like just, gesture to obviously large weapons he's carrying.
of
We're
course, of
traveling
course.
through.
You're travelers. It's not uncommon for travelers to be holding weapons to defend themselves. Now then, your room will be on the third floor, second door to the right.
He'll start heading towards it.
As you enter the room, it is quite a dingy room. Definitely not to the quality of rooms that you've stayed in before, but it is a bed. It is a nice warm room that you can stay in for a night.
By Uller, these wooden caves still get to me.
Well, before I head to bed, I'm gonna be doing something real quick. As he just sits on the bed. Also, just checking to make sure there's no bed bugs, real quick. But after he's done inspecting the bed, make sure there's nothing too crazy about it.
Oh
Mason's
no, we
gonna.
get to bed with the eldritch monster.
Yes, there are mini mimics. They all turn into tiny daggers and start shanking me while I sleep.
But they're so small that it's only annoying.
Yes. Mason, technically, he hasn't. He's been more or less just absent minded for the last little bits on the travel, but he's going to actually kind of inspect more of his new rapier, the rapier of vengeance that he got from back in his home.
Go ahead and roll me Arcana.
Okay. Another nat one. Fuck.
Don't
They're out
really
to get
get.
ya.
Okay, why can I not spell rapier? Right there. Okay. Just gonna add it to this equipment. That way I have it. Okay. Yeah, you can't really discern anything from
Let's
from
see.
the weapon.
I think he'll probably just wait another day, see if he can get a better shot before he attunes to it. Just wants to make sure he knows about something before he attunes to it, basically.
So it sounds like the Silver Dagger went in to attack those vampires after we left.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that
sounds like
can
it.
really explain their massive loss in numbers.
Yeah. There's that, or possibly that Bone Devil had some more surprises that we got out of the town before we saw.
Well, that would make us even luckier than the first situation.
Yeah, I, though I ain't gonna lie, Fenrir. Part of me wishes that we were there. Probably a lot of innocent people died.
Don't be too worried.
He'll
He's
just
dead.
be like
As Catface
kind.
appears out of nowhere.
You checked? I don't know your traveling abilities.
Oh, I get around.
What? Oh man, I forgot. I could have forgot to mention you to my master before while we were at my hometown.
Oh, she knows about me. I've
She
spoken with her several times.
she mentioned something beforehand. I could have kind of guessed what she meant, but I'm not gonna lie. With everything that's been going on, and I really should have asked. That's kind of a fault on me. Do you know anything about uh yeah, it was passing through the invisible veil, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Catface kind of looks at you for a second and goes, I can't really discuss about that.
well, you
I
said there's a good
know
chance.
of what you speak,
Yeah.
but I have been forbidden to discuss it with anyone other than the cat lady.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, damn it.
Have you been having regular long conversations with the woman? Just kinda chuckling.
Yes, I was with her 2 days ago.
I hope her side of the plan is going as hoped.
It's going. There have been some setbacks, but it's proceeding.
Setbacks were par for the course until I met this group.
Setbacks are always par for the course.
Oh, I know a few things about setbacks when I've done a few jobs. Let me tell you.
Honestly, with the amount of information we started with, we're doing pretty well for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Although the Bone Devil is dead. Like, dead.
I mean, we sent it to hell, I think, as in killed it. So, the
That's good.
machinations of, beings from other planes being dead is kind of one of those gray areas that Lady Aerodeth tried to, you know, teach me that never really stuck. But this is coming from a guy that talks to ghosts, so.
So, this is something that the cat lady wanted me to discuss with all of you. The five that serve under Lord Petdan were given abilities by a demon lord to better serve what was needed. In doing so, their souls will remain in limbo for all time. Which is a little bit of an issue when it comes to your hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, so just
Forgot to
to
mention that.
establish base things,
Mm-hmm.
do people in this world know what happens to them in the afterlife?
No.
No,
Normal
that's
people do
a
not
mystery.
know what happens to them in the afterlife.
Okay.
People who have lived for as long as they have, basically, the mortal gods do know. They are the ones to ask what happens after death, because they will be able to give you a definitive answer. Everyone else, priests and clerics and paladins and all of that is based off of their own belief system, their own religion, their own faith as to what will happen with them. There
Are some
are
of those
very few
incorrect?
people who have definitive answers for what will happen as
Okay.
a result. And it is on the mortal gods who do know what's going to happen. Other than them, the gods themselves know, but they don't often tell.
So it's not gonna be a part of like Finner isn't no cleric, but he is devout.
Yes.
He wouldn't have like, oh, this is what happens.
No.
At least to me.
Mm-mm.
I don't know
It
about
would
you.
be a matter of faith for your
Okay.
own perspective. What you believe will happen to, what your character believes will happen to you when you die is a matter of faith. You don't have the definitive answer, at least not yet if you ask.
Okay.
If you
That
don't
affects like,
ask,
oh,
then you
they're in
won't
limbo.
ever
It's like,
know, and it will just remain a faith-based assumption.
so for all we know as characters,
Mm-hmm.
everyone always is always in limbo, and so this is kind of new information.
Yes. However, the cat face does bring up a good point in that they were transformed into these beings. Therefore, they gave up something in return for this power. And what they lost was the ability to move on after death. They are stuck in limbo for all of time. Meaning they
Alright.
cannot pass to paradise, they cannot pass towards judgment, they remain in neutral.
Okay. Now you can move on to your city problems.
Oh no, that was the end of the sentence.
I presumed Mason had more to
Oh,
say or ask.
go ahead, Mason. Did you have anything to ask?
No, I had something, my brain just went possum, and now I can't remember.
So
It was about Catface made the comment of stuck in limbo, which could be an issue based on your hometown.
Oh no, he's more like talking to Fenrir, like, hey, yeah, something I've kinda never really said, but, basically when we went to meet Lady Aerodeath, do you remember those doors that we went through?
the large
Just like,
ones.
yeah, the ones with the, statues that were looking at us? Yeah,
Unnerving things.
yeah, basically, once you go through those gates, you enter basically that limbo.
Hmm.
Think of it like it's a town of spirits in a weird way, or it's the best way I can like think of how to describe it. Now,
No
how
wonder
that
the
will,
place was so unnerving.
yes. So would the Bone Devil specifically go to where my hometown is after we killed it?
Who knows? Honestly, limbo is vast. In terms of planes of existence, it's probably one of the largest. Who knows where he ended up? Limbo
Hmm.
is also known as the maze for obvious reasons. If you enter through it, through mortal eyes, it looks, when you look over the wall, it looks like vast nothingness. But every step is changing. Every step a spirit takes is an ever-changing maze that you can never truly get out of.
Well, that is definitely interesting. Catface, was it?
Yep, that's what they call me.
Oh, wait, well, that's what they call you. Is that your real name, or is that what you want to be referred to as?
Oh God, what's his real name?
I mean,
oh wait,
it's just,
I do have it. This is a callback to like so long ago. I have to like. Do you remember, Henry?
No, names are my
mean-
weakness.
Okay.
I mean, this is just Mason just being a polite boy, so.
Yeah, I know, but this is so. It's a callback to so long ago that I can't even like remember. This is a callback to literally like about a year ago because I found the character thing that I put into Kenko for him. It is dated April 14th, 2022. So
Fun.
that's a long time ago. His name is Miros.
Miros. Okay.
Meros. That is his real name.
Does he say that, or is it more like this is like player to DM talking?
No, he tells you.
Alright. Do you still want it to be called Catface, or is Miros fine?
I mean, I've gotten used to it.
Alright, oh, Catface, you said, like, don't worry, there wasn't a lot of casualties back at, back with the place we were at?
Oh, I said don't worry about the Bone Devil. There were definitely casualties when the Silver Dagger found out that it was a demon pulling the strings. They went down in force. It was not pretty. They some of the vampires were killed. A lot of them were killed. Most of the vampires made their way into the Uncharted Land. Through all the chaos. So some people definitely sacrificed themselves to save the majority, but really nothing else happened. I mean, they're still there. They are recruiting. I have seen that everywhere. Something that's interesting. Normally, there's a no like recruiting policy when it comes to the university, either religion or organizational or what have you. The only like recruiting you can actually do are like actual like university like sanctioned like groups, like an artificing. There's like a club for artificing. There's a club for magical
This is
studies
a
and different
U-
things.
university policy or a dagger policy?
It was a university policy. However, it seems like they've grown lax and they've been allowing the Silver Dagger to recruit within the university, which is interesting, to say the least.
Well, that group feeds on fears, and there's a lot of fear at the moment. A lot of fear at the moment.
That
And
is,
fear drives people to do crazy things.
yes.
To be honest, Mason, I had been looking so much at the big picture, I had forgotten to consider.
Well, to be honest, when it came to my occupation, I mostly looked at smaller things. Uh, you know, murder here, person getting lost there. You could say like we're completely opposite when it comes to that, Fenrir. Uh, this is, I'm not gonna lie, I've been traveling with y'all for a while now, and I'm still getting used to this whole idea.
There are very few things that would have brought me out of my isolation.
Hmm. Yes. Well, anyways, where are you all headed? I missed that bit.
So I guess we finish having our night's rest, and then we'll continue down the road.
Oh no, this was Catface asking.
Oh, okay. Uh, north to. I've already forgotten the name. Gorm?
Born.
Gormir? Born. Born.
Hmm.
We heard a very vague lead of something in the nation.
Hmm.
Hoping once we get there it'll reveal itself. If not, we'll move on.
Yeah. Born is pretty uptight, I will say. They're very seclusionist.
Will we have to sneak in?
No. They'll welcome you in, but just don't expect the locals to be all that friendly.
Honestly, the friendliness here has been surprising.
Yes, well. You have been greeted by many allies.
Hopefully, we don't see more enemies when we go over there.
Yes, well. Hopefully you won't. Although I did hear a rumor that the king was not doing so well in the Kingdom of Born. Some sort of illness.
Is it of the body or is it of the mind?
I do not know.
Hmm.
It was all very secretive. But I happened to overhear it. Many people will disregard a cat licking their paws in an alleyway when divulging secrets.
I am surprised. I always heard the lands outside the lands outside the Uncharted are so magical. Can they not just heal him with a word?
Possibly. I do not know how old the information is, though. So he could be better. But a monarch being ill is always a suspicious occasion. Threats of assassination and whatnot, as well as coups, have been started by giving kings, queens, just a cup of tea that has a little bit of spice in it that makes them ill or kills them altogether.
Junior just looks curiously at that.
And with those that have power, just one wrong decision, one fuck up of a word or a wrong order, and millions can die. So anybody that's going through any type of sickness, a lot more mistakes happen when you're sick than when you're fully rested.
Mm-hmm.
As violent as they peg us, it seems humans are capable of much more destruction.
Yes. Although these things happen all the time. Hell, royal palaces will have people taste their foods for the kings and queens before serving it to them to make sure that there's no poison within the food.
That doesn't make it better.
No,
Like,
it doesn't. But
he'll
it's
chuckle.
many of the unfortunate jobs that people are forced to endure. Would you really want a job?
No,
You could be
no
killed at
job.
any moment.
I don't want a job.
Well, technically speaking, I already have a job, but
I'm
right now
sorry, my
business
friend.
is kind of well, my business is kind of quiet. I haven't been hearing a lot of third parties coming to me as of lately.
Yes, well, everyone is warning. The storm is coming closer. Everyone feels it. Even the spirits. Who knows when it will strike? But at least you have the first piece.
The kill or the key?
The key.
Okay. There were multiple things we could have had one of.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I believe you guys had the cube.
Yeah, I think so, or something like
If
that.
I remember
We had an
correctly.
object.
I'm looking at my notes.
Alright. We should get our rest. Things are looking up compared to some months ago. Maybe they'll continue that way. Let's sleep well and get moving in the early dawn.
Why do I not write things down? I'm making it the cube. No, it was the sphere. I remember now. It was the sphere.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't write these things down, but yep, sphere. Orb. Got it. Right there. Okay. Cafes goes, yep. Be careful with that thing. And don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
No problem.
Word does have it though. The Pope of the Saviors was seen with the pyramid.
That's quite the lead. That definitely sounds worth tracking out, even if it's quite dangerous to even get close.
Yes, well, I would deal with them last.
Oh yeah.
Last time Nox entered, it was not a pretty ending. And there was much bloodshed to be had. The Pope is very powerful. As well. I do not know what you are wanting to do, but I would say one thing. If you can avoid getting into confrontation with the Pope, I would greatly encourage it.
Mason, I've already seen your abilities. We could simply steal the thing. Run before they realize they've been had.
Well, one thing that Lady Aerodeth taught me while growing up is just because you know magic doesn't mean somebody doesn't know more tricks. So, I may be talented, but I don't know. But I think it's possible, yes. Do I think we'll all come back alive? Doubtful.
Well, if it's safety that you worry about, I'll go first. But I know we can do it. Starting to get
Oh,
optimistic. Hold me back.
well, Fenrir, I'm still just getting used to the adventuring just all around. I personally would take that into consideration of doing it last just in case, cause look, I'm not a wizard. I don't have a spell book. I don't have like a lot of options, to be honest. Do I have more options than most? Yeah. But what if there's ways to counteract my magic?
Alright. At least born in the university first. It would be on the way anyways. I'm not
Yes.
certain if we have reason to go to the far west. But
Yes.
we can decide after these next two. Once we reach that point.
Yes, well,
Yes.
I don't believe we'll be needing to go that way. Reports say that they have been untouched. Most of them don't even know what's happening. The only person who does are the monarchs. And they are rearing to protect their borders at all costs.
Okay, what were you talking about?
The Far West.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, fair enough. Cool.
Cafes goes. Anyways, that was my progress report. And the stuff that she wanted me to tell y'all. Don't really have anything else. Have any questions for her?
As long as all goes well, I will put my trust. I have enough to worry about, honestly.
Yes, with Lady Aerodeth's departure, and my case amount being so low, this is saving the world's probably my best option to do for free time.
Oh, chin up. You should know that she is not dead. Even though I cannot tell you about the invisible veil, something that you'll have to ask her when you're there in person. Oops. I can assure you she is not dead.
I had assumed she had died.
Uh, Lady Aerodeth's too crafty to die. It's just more the case of she did say there's a possibility we may never meet. So
There is a possibility she may never meet you again. That is true, because the path you are on is very dangerous.
So just don't die. See? Easy.
Exactly.
You do it every day.
Fenrir's got the right idea.
all right. Well, I'm gonna turn in as he just like plops his hat over his eyes and just lays back.
You can tell the cat lady of our plans if she has any reason to want otherwise or such. Perhaps she will have a response.
Maybe, possibly. Who knows? See you. And you see a black cat come out of the shadows, and the both of them walk into the shadows together, vanishing.
Still weird.
Uh, when you live in a town like mine, Fenrir, you just don't question things anymore.
All we have is some weird weather and a couple of big wild things here or there. The land outside the Uncharted land seems like the thing to steer clear from. Okay, we'll go bed.
Alright, so you guys take a rest. Go ahead and take your long rests. And you wake up bright and early the next day. What do you do?
Alright.
Are you ready to be back on the road?
Yes, sir. As much as I would love to get like some homemade breakfast, the longer we wait, the more time we waste. So, just best keep on with rations and what we find.
Alrighty.
If we leave these blasted hills, I'll catch us something nice for dinner. Was that audible?
I don't know. So, I'm gonna skip forward a bit, a couple of days. You guys have passed the capital and are just about to get um just about to pass this river to a small little couple buildings called Enoran. It's a little ways away, probably about half a day's travel. And you guys are nearing the end of the paved roads. You have the forest to your left as you are traveling down. Anything you guys want to talk about whilst on the road?
Back to the woods. Hopefully these
Yeah.
ones will be normal. Well,
Yes.
at least for
Back
normal
to
for what I expect.
back to. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, what happened to y'all in that enchanted cover when y'all literally disappeared as soon as I turned around?
The druid and I, we were going to set up camp among the trees. Old time's sake and such. Something lured us away. We followed it only for a tad, and then it magically compelled us to continue further. Before we were at the southern tip of the nation before we could stop walking.
That's
Still makes me angry.
awfully interesting.
Luckily, the local made it worth our time, and we were close to what Noct wanted to accomplish anyways. But I do not appreciate such magic.
I'd say you get used to it, but You really don't. Think you know everything, and then somebody comes out and says he can turn you into a frog by snapping his fingers on a blue moon on a summer's day. It don't make sense.
Alright, I think we'll be walking through the woods, mostly being on the road. A little wavering when going by foot makes it easy.
You get to the city, and when you get into it, it's more like just a couple of buildings. When you, like, 3 or 4 buildings. When you get up to it, there is an officer in a military uniform that stops you all and says, "Are you exiting or are you just going around?"
Howdy there, sir. Yeah, we're just going around. There shouldn't be too much of an issue.
The city or the nation?
The nation.
The nation, yeah, trying to get through.
Alrighty. Come with me. And he takes you all into a building. He goes, "Alrighty. When did you enter?"
Locals?
When did you enter the nation?
What if you're born here?
Well, then you say you're born here.
Yes, I was born and raised in Anor.
Ah, interesting. Interesting village. I've been there once myself. The gates were always a tad creepy.
Oh yeah, the statues made it even worse.
Yes, I would agree. And as for you?
He'll pause for just a moment, giving anyone a time to speak up, and then he'll start to give an answer.
No one speaks. Awkward silence.
Born here.
Alrighty. And in which city?
The Enchanted Covert. Hence my pause.
Alrighty. Here you two go. Just go up to the gate and give them these passes.
Alright. Thank you very
Nods.
much.
As you get up to the gate, the guard goes, "Passes?"
Yeah,
Shows.
Jason shows his.
Alrighty. Follow me. And he brings you into a separate room. And they go, "Alright. Mason, was it?
Yes, sir.
Your information checked out. As for you, where are you really from?"
I was uncertain if that forest is truly disconnected from other places in the world. But I don't know. Sweating.
Yes, you see, here's the thing, officer. He really is from the Enchanted Clave, but it's more like I found him. See, I'm an investigator, and I was coming back from one of my cases, and I actually stumbled upon him on the outskirts. Just didn't know the legalese of, like, Tentaquade.
Go
You know,
ahead
if you
and
want
roll
to
me
say that.
deception.
8.
And he goes, you know, I don't really believe you. Now, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Where are you from?
Fenrir just kind of looks around and been like, "Are you looking for my life story? Or
We just want this simple question answered. Where are you from?
are they kind of locked in this room?"
Yes.
Yep.
Fenrir seems uncomfortable. He is fidgeting.
After some time, he goes, seems like we're going to have to do this the hard way. And he's going to... Why do I have such useless spells here? What is that one? Is it... I can't remember what the spell's name is called. Give me a minute.
Stone of Truth.
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, this one here. He casts on you both Entangle. Now, I'm gonna need you to make me a strength check.
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 Not save.
Nope, it says check.
Interesting.
Spell specifically
Oh my
says
God.
check. So,
Man, I'm rolling terrible today. 3.
alright. You both are entangled in chains, not silver, iron. But you're all entangled and he has you both pinned against the wall.
Oh, the worst. You know the worst part? Iron is actually harmful to Fae.
It's a good thing you're not Fae.
Well, no, but that means that if I can't claim to be Fae either.
Mm-mm.
I
Nope.
can't be like, I'm from the Fae Forest and I walked here.
Then why isn't iron hurting you?
Yeah. Whoops.
Fuck.
Now, speak. Where are you from?
Fenrir is gonna wiggle around and just start getting angry and just yell, "Why is it always bindings?"
You know, this didn't have to happen if you told me the truth in the first place.
Fine. I snuck in from the uncharted lands.
At which point,
West.
Did you pass through Frey Valley?
No.
Roll me a deception.
Wait, I thought I didn't.
You did.
We went through Steepstall.
Nope, you went through Frey Valley.
Oh, okay. Honestly, that's probably still a good thing to lie about.
Still waiting on that deception.
Yeah. Let me double check one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fine then. If you don't want to tell me the truth, he turns around and opens a cupboard. Inside the cupboard is a crystal ball, of which he takes it out, spills some magic into it, and you see a field come out of it and surround the room, including yourselves.
Hey,
I
hey!
need you guys to all make me a charisma save.
14.
What was mine?
13.
13.
Okay, cool.
You both failed, actually. Interesting.
Okay.
So you
I'll use
cannot
Indomitable.
speak a deliberate lie.
I'll use Indomitable. So I reroll. I probably won't change it. Like that's a pretty good roll for me. Oh yeah, even worse.
Yeah, and I can't
Perfect.
roll higher than a. And I can't roll higher than 10 today.
Now,
What is
did
this?
you pass through Frey Valley?
We passed through a town for like 5 days.
What was its name?
I don't know. It was just near the border in the southwest.
And he looks to you, Mason, and goes, "What was the town's name?"
Well, he can't lie, so he'd have to technically say it.
I mean,
Very valid.
he can refuse to answer, but yeah.
Yeah, it's literally a case of like silence is going to be the answer anyway. So Jason just kind of shrugs and says, "Very Valley."
Do you know what happened there? The murders and all? Were you a part of it?
Oh, that one's a weird one. Huh.
We stopped a demon from hurting people.
Well, no, I was gonna say like
Hogwash.
I'm like, he has to be technically correct about it, right? So I guess we stopped a devil from hurting people.
It's technically true, but he's unwilling to believe it, even if it is the truth. Demons don't just appear out of nowhere.
look. I had a assignment to go over there from a client. We found a lot of stuff down over there. Now, what happened afterwards, from what a lot of the rumors are saying, we were gone after the whole shit show happened.
You were not there during the murders. We know what the Silver Dagger did. That will be dealt with. But before it is what we're interested in.
Look, I got to the city when supposedly 3 murders had happened. My mission, well, my assignment that I was given wasn't to investigate the murders when I went there.
The devil committed the murders.
Do you have any proof of what you are speaking?
What does that even mean?
Is there any proof that it actually was a demon? Or is that just what you're calling it because it was unfamiliar in nature?
It turned 10-foot wall and was white as bone. Face like a bug. Wings like it too.
That does line up with reports. He snaps his fingers and your bindings dissolve. And you feel the field deactivate. And he goes, next time, do not lie to us.
Fenrir is pacing and gritting his teeth.
Officer, my friend doesn't like enclosed environments too much.
Well, it's
will
a good
be.
thing you're free to go then.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. Are we allowed to go?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Tips his hat as walk on out.
And you pass through the gate. Now, to your left is Steep Stall if you wish to stop there.
So we hadn't been to Steepstone?
Nope.
Or we have before, just not this time.
Your character has not been here.
Okay.
You have, as a previous
Yeah.
character in the past.
Okay.
But your current character has not been here.
But we've
What
been
do you
walking
think,
for
Mason?
quite a bit. Do you
Okay.
want to take a load off?
I suppose. These towns make me uncomfortable, but better than festering.
I don't have a map for this town, so we'll just go into no map mode. As you all are all enter the town is pretty lively. It's very similar to Mason's hometown in terms of construction. There are a bunch of inns. There's a bunch of like nightlife places that haven't opened yet. There's a bunch of bars. There's food places. There's general stores. There's stores that do specific things. There are all types of places all around. Where do you guys want to do?
Probably getting in so Mason can try again with the rapier to see if he can figure out before he attunes to it.
As you go into the closest inn, you go into an inn and you see many, many ladies of the night going around serving guests and whatnot. As you go to the bar, there is a gentleman at the desk by the name of Jonathan. He looks at both of you and goes, "Room for the night?"
Yes, sir. We're just a bunch of travelers. Just need a quick pit stop.
Alrighty. 1 or 2 rooms?
One will do.
Yeah, one is fine.
That will be 4 silver.
Mason will give the 4 silver this time.
He hands you a key. His key is of, like, it looks more copper. And it's pretty notable because it's actually quite tiny. It's quite small key. When you put it in the lock, when you eventually get to the room, when you put it in the lock of the door, basically there's just a bit hanging out for you to turn it, and that's it. As you enter the room is pretty lavish. The bed sheets are all nice. There's actual sheets on the bed. The mattresses are in good condition, as well as the beds. Everything is just in very nice condition.
Alright, Mason's gonna sit on the bed and try to figure out if he can identify his new rapier.
Go ahead and roll me Arcana.
Okay. I mean, I don't have to, but since I've been rolling so terribly, can my character give myself a bardic inspiration?
Sure.
Okie dokie. $22. Do I even need the inspiration?
Probably not. No,
Just
definitely
checking.
not.
Okay.
You
This is a minimum
realize
30
that
required.
this sword is cursed. And you realize that it is possessed by a spirit with very much hate in its being. When you... Okay, so I'm just going to read the description. Okay, this is what you get. Curse. This sword is cursed and possessed by a vengeful spirit. Becoming attuned to it extends the curse onto you. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the sword, keeping it on your person at all times. Whilst attuned to this weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made by weapons other than this one. In addition, whilst the sword is on your person, you must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw whenever you take damage in combat. On a fail, you will attack that creature until it drops to 0 hit points. Until you or the creature drop to 0 hit points.
Okay. Can my character feel the specific spirit that's cursed to it?
You can feel its presence. However, you cannot feel in any way that you are able to commune with it.
Well, looks like I've been given a cursed blade. As Mason's
That's
not
interesting.
even. Yeah, as he just kind of like puts the blade in the scabbard, and just like sets it to the side.
You got yours the same from the same woman I got mine. I haven't noticed any curse. Other than the normal one.
But what I find weird is how come. DM, remind me, who was it again that. I know it wasn't from Lady
The
Aerodeath. It was some.
enchantment. The enchantress.
Now, why would the enchantress bestow upon me a cursed blade? That's mighty weird.
Is it at least helpful, or is it a strict detriment?
Well, from what I can tell, I'll probably be able to hit a little bit harder, and my strikes will be a little bit clearer, aka +1.
I think you get a +1 no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
No, he has to attune to get the +1.
It doesn't?
Oh yeah, no, no. Yeah, no, and plus, I wasn't even gonna include the +1 because I figured like to get the +1 attack and damage, you need to be attuned to it. But no, I mean, it it can help me a bit. I'll probably be able to hit a little easier and do a little bit more damage, but uh, I'm not gonna lie. There doesn't seem like there's a lot of qualities that seem interesting besides that. Just a blade that has an angry spirit in it.
Hmm. You
Oh,
think
no,
there's
you
a
do have
spirit
to
in
be
mind?
attuned to it. Okay.
Yeah. The one thing we weren't sure about is if you try to use it as a if you try to use it when you're not attuned to it, is it still a magic weapon? Like, can you still hurt a ghost
Yeah.
I
with the
am
sword?
going to say yes. Just because you're not attuned to it and you're not getting the benefit from it doesn't make it any less magical.
Okay, and that
Yeah.
means like the main benefit of a magic weapon is the fact that it does magical slashing instead of regular slashing. That's a huge deal.
Especially to your character.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of creatures once you get above CR5 that yeah, you need magical weapon of some kind, either silvered or strictly. So that is the main benefit. So not attuning. If you can still get that without attuning, you're missing a lot less than you would otherwise.
Yeah. Though at this rate, for him, it's kind of like do the benefits outweigh the drawback? Mason. Uh,
At least for you,
yeah.
like it doesn't sound like those things will come up very often.
No, no, but I'm trying to look at this from my character's point of view. It's like, would he? Uh,
That's fair. Uh, Vinier's gonna go ahead and bring it up as like, do you think mine is cursed? He'll just like hold up his sword, which is a nice guard sword, which is slightly glowier than usual, I guess.
can I do an Arcana check on that one?
Go ahead.
24.
His is not cursed.
Nope, yours isn't cursed.
So it seems the woman has a problem with you specifically.
Uh, well, I wouldn't have thought I had a problem with her, but hmm. He's just gonna set the sword to like the side of his bed as he's just. Well, not much else I can do. I'm not gonna give this to some poor fool, but I guess I'll carry it around for a bit. Maybe I'll change my mind later.
Oh,
Maybe.
Mason. Apologies for the lies before. I thought it would be easier.
You have your reasons. There's nothing to be mad about. I was just worried that he was gonna kick you out.
I mean, getting kicked out of the country would have been best case scenario.
Well, that or shackled you down even more. I'm just glad
Yeah,
that
that
he
was
didn't.
my worry.
I was just glad that you didn't, well, freak out, quote unquote, as he puts in like air quotes. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, it takes practice.
Well, either way, I think just a night here in the city should do us well, and we can get back on our path if you need to do anything else.
Nope. Nothing I can think of. Yeah.
Alright, well, back to bed for me.
and you guys go to sleep.
Hooray.
And wake up the next
Yeah.
morning, nice and refreshed.
Alright. We'll leave this town and follow the border until we can get straight into... what's it called?
Born.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you leave the kingdom of Ulv, you travel inadvertently straight into the University of Skills.
I assume we're gonna put a pin in that and then just go to Bourne first and then
It's
come
your
back to the
decision.
university. Yeah, I think we'll put a pin in that. Come
Okay.
back to it.
Alright, so you travel off the main road and you go into the Dryad's Forest. As soon as you enter the Dryad's Forest, you feel, Fenrir and Mason, an ominous presence on both of you. As if you're being
Feel that?
watched.
Yes.
Mason's gonna try to be as stealthily as possible to make sure, like, if the person, like, he's gonna, like, try to be as stealthily, like, look around as best he can.
So it's not like a... So this feeling isn't like a person or individual. It's more of like an overarching. Like you've entered into someone's gaze.
Well,
And that gaze is kind of just everywhere.
It feels different than some burrowing beast. Maybe we best just move through quickly.
yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, these are the woods our druid has called home. Maybe he will guide us better once we come back to this place.
that would be good. When it comes to magical forests, get lost pretty easily or led into traps.
I am experienced against both.
So it takes you several days to get through this, and you travel along the river, and you make it into the Kingdom of Born's border. You reach the edge of the border, and you can see a town not far from your location.
Alright, so we only have the vaguest of information. A servant may be in the country, and there might be something wrong with the king. Perhaps these are related. Perhaps these are not. Let's see what information we can gather. Yeah. Sorry.
Alright. And you travel into the city of Ivorydale. And that's where
It's
we're going
been
to
a
end it
while.
right now.
It's been a hot minute since we've been here, I think.
You have never been to this city.
Okay, so we
This
went
is
straight
not
to
one
the
of the
other
ones
one.
that you've ever been to. Yeah, no. But this is where we're going to end it for today so that I can prep for when we are there with Nox and everyone
Nice.
for what happens.
Great evils.
So, we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.